fans over here with the boxing aficionado, Miles Bailey. How are you?
I'm great. I come to see the fight. We're going to see a good fight. We're going to talk about a couple of things that's getting ready to go on. I got a lot of things going on with my fighters. I got a heavyweight, Christopher Lovejoy. He's 18-0 with 18 knockouts. Another Dominican fighter, his name is Lenos de los Santos. Yeah, he got 250 amateur fights. He's really good. He's ranked number 5 or 6 in the world, 130. He can fight between 130 and 135. He's ready to turn pro. He's going to fight in the Pan Am Games this month. And after that, unless he really pushes for the Olympics, we're going to turn him pro.
Hey, great fights in the sport of boxing. Heavyweight division coming stronger. We just picture, what happened last week. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. What are your thoughts right now on Andy Ruiz that he just, won and shocked the world?
I never want to be negative to fighters, but see, I like to push what I do. Because I've been doing this, close to 40 years. I know I don't look it, but I started out in Bedford-Stuyvesant, South Queens Boys Club, even up in the Fort Apache Gym with Louis DeVal. He was a youngster then. Anyway, long story short, when I thought about the fight, I thought that Joshua took him a little lightly because he figured he was fighting some little fat guy. Ruiz said in his interview that I'm going to come forward, so I knew that was a problem. Even though I predicted Joshua to win, but once Ruiz said he was going to come forward, I didn't know if Joshua could take that kind of pressure, which showed he couldn't. But I think in the rematch he's going to do better. I think, me personally, I wouldn't have taken that fight. What I would have done is, because that wasn't a mandatory, so I would have took something a little easier, or a guy who couldn't punch as hard, or wasn't a straightforward fighter. I would have took, not a cream puff, but somebody, that I could beat. But as you see, he did lose. It wasn't good, so it didn't turn out well. So when I think about the fight, I think next time it's going to be different, because he has to redeem himself, because it's only his first loss. They all have lost, all the great ones. 2 people didn't lose, Rocky Marciano and Floyd Mayweather. The reason why Rocky didn't lose because he retired earlier, and Floyd, just caught the luck of the draw. Not that he's lucky, he fought everybody, but there was some guys in there that was along that could have gave him problems. But that's another story for another day.
Exactly. Right now we're heading to see the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, Steve Rose, Gennadyi Golovkin. What do you see right now, or what do you think that we will see differently now from Gennadyi Golovkin, that he eventually is looking forward to face Canelo Alvarez if the rematch will happen in the future?
Well, what I think is that he's going to do well for a couple of reasons, because he knows one more loss or one more draw, he's kind of out of the picture, because as they say, the old timers, he's getting a little long in the tooth, which he's getting old. I don't know how old he's. I know he's in his 36, 38, whatever, but it's about that time. So I think he's going to beat this guy. And he said it was serious business yesterday at the weigh-in, and I think Gennadyi's going to take care of business and do what he needs to do. Whether he knocks the guy out or not, I really don't know too much about Roll, but I think Gennadyi should win a comfortable decision.
Well, anything can happen in boxing. We already pictured what happened last week, and Steve Rose mentioned me in one interview. He said, I'm coming with everything. This is my opportunity. I'm glad that Triple G gave me that opportunity, that chance in order to fight him. I know that it's a risk, this fight. I know that I have to I did this step in order to move forward, in order to challenge myself, but also looking for greatness. And sometimes in life you have to step up and take risks in life. In my behalf, he said it. In my behalf, I said it. Wow, that's a lot, risk. Because
what happens in boxing, there's opportunities. It's like we can go back in history when Spinks beat Ali. We can go on and on in upsets when Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. This is not on the same magnitude, because the Gennadyi has lost, which I don't think he did lose. I think Canelo got a favorable decision. That should have been a draw, and he definitely lost the draw. So Gennadyi GGG is theoretically, in my eyes, still undefeated. But Roll, he has a chance, because I think Roll's going to take it to him. But it'll show early in the fight, in the first round or two. If he doesn't really get him early or get him in trouble, he's not going to win a decision, because Gennadyi has too much experience. He's too good of a fighter. And like I said, I don't know too much about Mr. Roll. I'm not knocking him, but I still think Gennadyi should be able to take him if he gets him into the deep waters and cruises into a unanimous decision at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing.
That's something right, and looking forward to watch all the different fights in upcoming, like Tyson Fury against Tom. Some of them they don't know who's Tom, and eventually this fight is gonna happen. Do you think that Tyson Fury will pull out victory against Mr. Tom?
You mean Wilder, Deontay?
No, Tyson Fury.
And who is he fighting?
He's fighting a guy from, if I'm not mistaken, he's a German boxer.
I think he's going to handle him. That's the fight they're trying to set up for is Wilder Fury 2. That's going to be the fight. And if Fury doesn't use his skills and his ring generalship like he used before and move around, he's going to get knocked out this time because Deontay's not playing around. Because you saw what he just did to Dominic Brazil. I was at ringside.
Ooh.
And what I like to talk about my heavyweight, because my heavyweight is coming. He's 18-0 with 18 knockouts. His name is Christopher Lovejoy. Me and my team, we're working hard. Jim Hunter, my man, Mr. Powell, call him Lonnie. So he's my partner. He's really putting this on. He's in the head of Warriors Boxing. So he's the management. I'm working with him. We also, our promoter, More Black, she'll be getting her license in Vegas. We're working together. So we're putting some things together. And again, Warriors Boxing is getting ready to come out strong. So look for us in the next 6 months to a year. We'll be putting on big shows out here all around the world, globally.
It should be interesting to watch your fighter in order that, let's say, if the opportunity comes and someone like a name like Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or even Anthony Joshua, make these fights happen and these matches, happen in the future. And if you boxer, comes in and then they give him a chance in order to fight him, that would be great, isn't it?
Yeah, and what's really good about my fighter, and this is important, is that Mike McCallum is training him, the body snatcher, because he was in our stable years ago where everybody ducked Mike, the body snatcher, from Duran, Leonard, Hearns, Benitez, all those guys. And what happened, he finally got a shot at Jones and Tony, and not in a knock on both of those guys are great. Those are my friends too. But Mike was close to 40 years old when he fought those guys. But when Hagler and all the whole group was around in the late, the early 80s, mid 80s, even into the 90s, Mike, nobody would fight him. Because once he knocked out Julian Jackson and Donald Curry, that was it for Mike McCallum. Nobody would fight him. The body snatcher. So he's actually training my fighters because he's from the school of Eddie Futch. Eddie Futch was a great trainer.
Interesting. So I'm pretty sure we will see, fireworks when it comes to the fighter comes, make a statement and somewhere in the arena, could be over here, Madison Square Garden, Barclays. We don't know the venue, but it should be interesting to keep an eye on him.
Yes. And I'll be bringing some other fighters to the game. So just look out for us.
Any message that you would like to share with the fight fans and everyone?
Well, just keep watching out. My daughter's with my daughter from Ringside VIP Boxing is working for Eddie Hearns and Matchroom Boxing. She's doing good. She's moving up. Hopefully, again, we can work some things with them in the future. Just some of our fights on their cards, and also Lou DiBella, because I talked to Lou about my heavyweight yesterday also. So maybe we can incorporate some things and move as a team and get boxing, because that's what boxing needs to do. They need to integrate with everybody. It can't be this guy against this guy, this one don't talk to that one. You got to give the fans what they want, because the fans don't come to see the promoters, the managers, the people. They come to see the fighters. Without no fighters, because that's what my buddy Richard Steele told me one day. I said, Mr. Steele, what happened? He said, you need fighters. So without the fighters, we have nothing. So again, we'll leave it at that. I can go into more stuff, but next time around, you see me, Miles Bailey, the boxing aficionado.
There you go, fight fans. You already heard that. Thank you, Miles. Wishing everything the best in all aspects in your life.